Yes, I am.
Yay, thank you. If you can kind of, Tiff's going to kind of monitor the chat for me.
Yep.
And thank you. And she's also going to kind of shoot some stuff in here about promo and stuff like that also. Murph, are you on? Yeah, Murph is going to jump on at some point. He had another meeting, so hopefully he'll jump on. So I want to go through this really quick. First, I want to start out by talking about Mother's Day. Okay, we've all, I think Brittany said, or Chris said to me this morning, like, we work for this weekend. We're here. Your stores look great. They look ready. I guess what I want to review with you is how are your labor needs for this weekend? Are we getting everything covered? And I did email this out to you. My screen.
Yeah, your screen's good.
Okay, so these are last year's Mother's Day sales, and last year we had a great weekend. Friday was a little slow, but Saturday and Sunday were great days. So I wanted to shoot this by you to anticipate what your sales will be this weekend, what your labor force needs to look like, and sort of give you an idea, and also give you some numbers that your team can reach out and try to beat. I mean, you know, certainly you are set and ready and everything is flipping beautiful. I think you guys have done an incredible job. Every store is a little different, and we've all had few difficulties, but oh my gosh, I think this is the shortest time ever that you have received product and got it to the shelf or to the display ever. And I'll explain why that happened a little bit in a bit. But these are your numbers from last year. In 3 days, we did $151,000 out of our huts. I anticipate these all be big numbers. Scott and I were talking yesterday. I think he said something like the doors are going to open and they're going to flood in, because I think we're going to finally get 70-degree weather, maybe Saturday, unless that's changed. So people are waiting. Tiffany is hitting it hard on social media for the hometown promotion and the hydrangeas. If I have a little bit of a concern, it's the hydrangeas. We got hydrangeas from a couple different places. Murph and Tiff have been working, and Harry have been working on getting all those hydrangeas to ring up correctly for $5 off. Because we sourced hydrangeas from 3 different growers, we've tried to get them all in the system. I think they will ring properly. Tiff, can you explain just the process? They're going to ring the hydrangea, scan the hydrangea, and then scan the promo code, correct?
Yes. So in the sign kit, your promo coordinators or your managers should have pulled out, there is a scan sheet that has 3 different scan bars on it. One for the hydrangeas, one for the leaf bags, and one for the free bucket. So what you're going to do is hopefully I would double check today, make sure all your hydrangeas are priced. If they don't have a scan bar on them, get one on them, so it can make it easier at the register for your cashiers. So what they have to do is scan the hydrangea and then scan the scan sheet to get the $5 off. To take it a step further, some stores were even printing out some, there's like these $5 off little 11x7 signs, making extra copies of those, sticking them on a paint stick and putting it in each hydrangea, so that your cashier knows that that is a hydrangea. You may have a high school student up at the register who doesn't even know what a hydrangea is, just to make it an easier process for them, because it's not going to automatically take it off at the register. The cashier has to scan a code and the hydrangea, if that makes sense.
So Harry and Murph have been working on this. Murph will be on a beach drinking like cocktails on Friday.
Yes,
So,
I will.
oh, there he is. Murph, do you have any, like, if it fails, what we should do?
Okay, first of all, I don't believe it will. Harry and I have spent a lot of effort on this, and the only issue that we may have is if we didn't know a SKU number to put in there. We've added them as we've gotten them. Worst case scenario, if one does not say it scans and the cashier, if it scans, it should work basically. But if it doesn't, there's always the in-store coupon that you guys can use for $5. Make it work for them. Tip's got a great idea with so the cashiers all know that they are hydrangeas. I mean, that'll work. Again, we put in as much information as we can. We are going to test this today. We're going to test the hydrangeas. We're going to test the buckets. We're going to test the bags. All that today to verify that it is working like it's supposed to. We've already done it once. It worked, but we're going to do it again just to be sure. With that being said, if you have, I know Derek sent us one this morning, Monrovia one, that's been added in. Again, there's a chance we missed one that we never got the UPCs for or the SKU number for. If it happens, we just have to do an in-store coupon. But we are going to try to verify everything again today, just to be sure. If you do have any issues, especially on Friday, give Harry a call, text him, and he will take care of it. Again, I will not be here, but Harry is more than happy to.
That's nice.
So,
All
is
right,
there
and
any
what
questions?
Derek did is kind of what you need somebody to do, right, Murph?
Yeah, we need the picture of the front and the back, the UPC, SKU number, as much information as we can get. Too much information is not a problem. Give us as much as you can get to
Hey,
us.
Lori,
Yeah.
do you have any hydrangeas in stock in any store that won't be part of this sale?
No,
Okay,
I think that's part of the problem we had, Lisa. Like most stores got a $29.99 hydrangea and we have hydrangeas from $29 to $69. So it was very hard for Murph and Harry to do the price point thing. Because we have the variety of 1 gallons, 2 gallons, different sizes. So good point, Lisa, all hydrangeas are on sale for $5 off.
so I think
Right
that
now-
picture for your high school girls will go a long way.
Yes.
Even
Right
if
now-
she has, you know what, even if she has like a small one up there, by her where she can, oh, this is a hydrangea, you know what I mean?
With-
But
They're all different looking though. They're different color flowers. Some have flowers, some don't. So it's a little confusing.
Yeah, that's why that's why like Wilmington's idea was to stick every single hydrangea that's out there. I mean, they have about 70, I think, hydrangeas. So, but they're just gonna laminate them and put them in each one of them. So then it automatically, when you bring it up to the register, you see it. Like you're gonna see this piece of paper sticking out of it saying, oh, that's one of them.
And Bill, you're 100% right. David was around. David, are you on? Anyway, he was around the stores and noticed there's a difference in hydrangeas. I mean, some of them are in full bloom and gorgeous and like at the peak of bloom, and some of them are more like not there yet. And we want to keep those going in the greenhouse. Those are our sustainable products. But we ordered enough to really do well this weekend on it. Oh gosh, who's out of fairy tale already?
We are Manhattan. We are out of the fairy tale bridal variety. Meanwhile, next from 4-star, Molly says we received Monrovia hydrangeas, and are we using the prices on the tags that were on them already?
Yes, but it'll be $5 off of that. Yes. Monrovia is, if I could get everybody to do what Monrovia does, we'd all be so much happier because they price everything for us. We're not there yet, but I am going to work on that this year. So I think if there's one thing, hydrangeas dry out quickly. I saw quite a few really dried out hydrangeas. Get them watered today, densely, heavy, water them. Along with the agenda, I sent out again the hydrangea care. Please copy that. I put it in Word form so you can hand it to your greenhouse person. Soak them so that they look good for the weekend. So follow those instructions, and they have to be pruned. Everything Monrovia has to be pruned, and we've expanded our Monrovia selection. So get yourself a really good snippers out there and put somebody out there to prune the roses, prune the hydrangeas, get the dead stuff off, because if we want to keep them selling until fall, they're meant to keep going. So, but you got to get the dead stuff off of there. So, and I guess I sent out an email about managers, like to walk your garden center. You're busy as heck inside. I get it. Sometimes you just rely on your outside, but walk, see what you think, see what your visual is. You know, this is the weekend and we've got the product to sell there and ready. So again, anybody with questions for Murph or Tiff about the promo? Okay, I won't be here tomorrow. I will be here Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Reach out to me anytime. If you have questions, reach out to Tiff. Murph won't be here, but Harry
I'll be
will
here. I'll be here today and half a day tomorrow.
Okay. So reach out to us. Watering standards, I'm gonna say it again. You guys busted butt this week just to get that product off the shelving. Now is the time. Make sure it's watered. I don't know if you're gonna have time to prune, and I don't know if you have the team to prune, but if you do anything, make sure it's watered. We have had some rain, but that rain doesn't get to the soil base. So make sure if you got the sprinklers, get the sprinklers going, whatever you got to make that stuff be watered. You don't want to lose the tropicals or the hydrangeas before this weekend. And a lot of people ask why tropicals. Well, already people are special ordering the tropicals from other stores into Willowbrook because people love tropicals. They don't last in our zone, but people like them out by their pools and in their gardens. So make sure your team is in line. Make sure you can put anybody out there to water, but teach them how to water before you do. There are some questions about why do we have so much stock, and do you know what's the purpose? Well, this plan we made way back when we met with everybody back in like November, how we're going to grow, what we're going to grow, who we're going to grow. So on average, every store has about $2,200 more in product right now. Why it looks like so much is because of urgency in nurseries. High Bills wasn't able to meet their commitments for the Windy City group because they sold out. So we're not going to be getting probably anything from High Bills. The only fill we have right now is from Blooming, and it's if you want it. So you've probably got everything out there you're going to get unless you call me and say, I've got to have this. I've got to have this. So again, sure came in early, sure came in one big chunk, sure isn't easy to do. It makes it that much harder. I would love to stagger them. It's just not the world we live in, unfortunately, with growers. They are struggling very much in delivery, which all of you have experienced. So your product may be the only product we're going to get. And when I heard they were selling out, we had to jump or lose the product. And the only way to increase your sales is to increase your inventory and to get you good product. So this is not the way I would love to do this, but thank you for accommodating those orders. I know it was difficult. Any questions about inventory and why so much? So we also hope that you sell through it. I mean, I track your inventory and your sales, so I know how close you are to the break-even point. And the quicker you get this crap out of your store, the more people you got out there helping to sell and use salesmanship, the less product you'll have, and the more the easier it is to maintain that quantity of product. Does that make sense? Weather delays have impacted us. The frost warning the frost problem has impacted Bonnie. I've been in contact. They've been very poor. She knows they've been very poor. They ran out of frost cloth. They should have provided frost cloth. A lot of you could wheel those racks in, and I know you're disappointed that they're not filled up. I was able to contact her last night, and Willowbrook and Mokina supposedly is going to be filled Friday. Keep reaching out to me and I'll keep calling her. They are very apologetic. They had their crop all ready to go outside, and when it frosted, they had to bring it inside and they lost product. So they had their own little problems. So the quicker you, like if you have a lot of footsteps in your store, the quicker you move through this, the quicker you'll be, it'll be more maintainable. I also wanted to address, because I've had a lot of calls about pricing, and I want to hear from you because now is the time to tell me what's going wrong. So look, I can't fix it this year. We kind of knew going into this year that some stores stickered everything. Some stores just stickered blooming. Some still use the ribbons, and we knew that going in, but we suggested, and I think Brittany in Plainfield said, I sticker everything. It's the easiest thing in the world. Well, then we had some bumps. So I want to go through that with you guys and see what I can do for next year to make it smoother sailing. I see not everybody is using the price sheet, so maybe that's becoming obsolete because you can scan it all. I don't know. We always use the price sheet for selling. So I think we're growing, we're getting better, but pricing was clumsy, absolutely. I also, Brittany said something about, like, I need to know the number of stickers we should copy. Well, I sent out the spreadsheet from Hybels that they developed to tell us what their orders were and how many stickers. But it was a massive spreadsheet and it may have been too much to understand. So maybe we've got to change that. So tell me what I can do, or give me like ideas of what would make this not so stressful in the stricing. And before you do that, I think Murph is on. I don't know. Brittany ran all those price sheets last year. They were beautiful. This year they smeared in the printer. I need to know the stores that had problems with smearing ink so I can direct Harry and Murph to kind of see what's going on with that. So first, what stores had smearing ink on their stickers?
Katie, we did in Braidwood, right?
Right, we did, yeah.
Okay. Braidwood, did you have that problem last year, Melissa?
I don't think so. I think this is a new printer from last year. So
Yeah,
That's
it didn't
what I
do
thought.
that last year.
That's what Murph and I were talking about too. We thought Plainfield was a new printer. And I believe Paulette said one printer in one printer in Downers worked and one didn't. Is that Tiff?
Yeah,
That's-
Downers.
That's
their
correct,
other
Lori.
one was-
I'm on here. That is correct.
Yes.
Okay.
The Versa printer, the new one, came out smeared.
Okay, I'm gonna meet with Harry and Murph after this, so that would be a big one. I'm sure that was a problem.
Lori, Coal City had problems with like my printer. It would smear the tickets, but Nikki's wouldn't. So
Is it, your printer is it one of the big ones we've just purchased, Dawn?
no, it was the printer that was there, I think, when Felicia was there.
So it was basically 4 stores. I've got Plainfield, Braidwood, Coal City, and Downers. All right, so at least I know it's not the stickers, it's the ink. Because I was afraid it was the stickers. All right. Then tell me what steps can I take to make this process easier for you when plants come into price? Any ideas?
Have them all priced, already priced.
Yeah, that would be, I agree with you, Deb. Wouldn't that be a beautiful thing? Not gonna happen.
Lori, I think the pictures on Trello are perfect to be able to figure out what the prices are. So like the quicker that can happen, putting the picture of the item and what the BL102 or whatever it may be, that has been helpful, I think.
Thank you, Winter. Winter did that for me. It happened all so quick that I couldn't get trucks delivered and product on Trello, so Winter took care of that. So this is how it is. Monrovia's priced and UPC'd. High Bills is UPC'd, but not priced. So it all has to be priced. Blooming is neither. So I've got some things to work on before next year to figure out how to make this process easier. I want to show you if and I probably can't. I'm going to show you the spreadsheet that Bobby sends, and this may be something I missed in training, and this is probably my fault. Sorry, I should have had this up. Bobby sends out a spreadsheet. On the first page, it has everybody's quantity. And then at the bottom, it has a tab for each store's individual quantities. Take a second to pull up. Okay. So I sent this out and so, and I guess it maybe was overwhelming for a lot of people to read, but here you go. This is everything High Bills. This is the number you needed to print in stickers. So I sent this out probably with not enough information for you guys to understand that this is your sticker print, right? And then here at the bottom, it gives you each delivery, shipment, the quantities, and when it's coming. And you know what? I get it. You guys don't have time to be figuring out spreadsheets, but this first page is the best way to do your stickers. And I think it was suggested that we do them earlier, and I believe that's true. We do need to do them earlier. I was nervous this year to do it earlier because of the the cart charges, but the cart charges remain the same. So it might be a risk worth taking is to go ahead and price to get the stickers printed out before the product comes in. It just hit all of a sudden this year all at once, which was shitty for you guys. Did anybody kind of get this, or did I think this is a miss on my part. I sent this out and expected everybody to understand it. But this would be your sticker count for high bills. And this spreadsheet will remain the same every year. So my bad, I missed that on training.
I think next year, if you send it out, just verify that's what it is. Because like for Lockport, we got there's a lot of stuff Lockport hadn't done before. So like all these spreadsheets and stuff, we did not know kind of what everything was. So with this one, I would say just shout out like, this is for your pricing, count, and that would be a little bit more helpful next year.
Yeah. Thank you, Molly. Yes, I agree. Because, I just get on a roll and I'm like, I send everybody the spreadsheets. But I looked back, but I gave you no instructions. And I did not address it during training. So this is on me. I think when we talked early in the year, we said, okay, let's sticker everything. And then I had no process for you to do it. So my apologies. You guys do the right thing by reaching out and saying, hey, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. That's the only way we're going to get better at it. So thanks, Molly. Yeah, Molly is, brand new to all this. And, sometimes I miss that. And like I said, Winter helped me by putting on Trello. I don't know that a sheet of paper at the point of sale with all these pictures on it would be helpful. But I will say this year we have got pretty much all of High-Bill's products in our system. So Matt in Mantino, I believe, was going to take his I can't remember. They call it an RF unit in my day. It's not that anymore. Your scanner and go out there and scan. But someone suggested we have all these done before, and I thought that was a really firm suggestion. Do you think the Trello is effective for everybody? And now that Winter's got most things in there, I think it'll be easy. We'll just have to watch pricing because they do go up every year.
Is there a way that this sheet can get sent out to us, like way before the flowers get here?
Yeah, it was sent to you back when they confirmed the order in February.
Okay, because I don't remember seeing anything like that.
And to be flat out honest, you guys are crazy that time of year, right? And it was sent to the greenhouse leads, but the managers at that time are getting Scots in. They're doing 10,000 things. This was not explained well, Deb. So I will do a better job in training next year on this for high bills.
Okay.
So that falls on me. But I will say blooming has nothing on it. So that becomes what is this? What is this? I think I counted in 3 days, I had 38 text messages of products a day. That's amazing, but that really showed that it was very confusing, right? So I'm going to work on getting blooming all in there. And I've called Scott early this morning because that's when they roll, and asked him about the possibility of UPCing product. And he is going to check into it for us for next year. So there's always a resolution. So that's what I want to shoot for is David said this to me yesterday when he was traveling stores. We always get better every year. And sometimes we just got to get through the year and then look for what we're going to resolve. Any other suggestions of how you've been dealing with this pricing that I can note?
Can I give one quick suggestion on what I saw?
Absolutely, I would love that.
Okay. Some stores, okay, so I went to 5 different greenhouses. Some stores literally labeled everything. And then I noticed one of the stores, they labeled all the big things like hanging baskets, like pots, things like that. And then they labeled every single blooming pack or 4-inch pot. But then the rest of it, so think of Chef Jeff or Hybels or Proven Winners, all the stuff that has barcodes on the cards, they just put a price sticker on front of the flat instead of doing every single individual one. They said save labor, and I started thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? The pricing is for the customer. The barcode is so that we can ring it up to the correct price. So as long as there's a barcode on it, you don't always need a price sticker on every single individual one. As long as there's one on the flat so the customer knows the price.
Yeah, Dave, I saw, I think maybe Bill had done that with Matt in Mantino too. He had put
Yeah,
a
that's where I
label.
saw it.
Yeah, and I thought that was effective and a great idea. And that's where we were kind of confused in the beginning of the year because do you sticker everything or, you know, yeah. So maybe that's a really good go forward thing to do, sticker the front of the flat. Bill, how
But-
did you do that?
Yeah, but blooming, you'll have to do every single thing because they don't have barcodes. Yeah, and then you also have to sticker every big thing because you, generally speaking, they're not all the same price points aren't right next to each other.
So Dave, while I got you on here, do you have any advice for this weekend and what you think we need to focus on?
Stack it high, let it fly. You got a lot of plants out there. Just be ready to sell. Have people out there. This is our busiest weekend of the year, inside and out. And look, I said this to every single greenhouses I went through. This is really hard. It's very laborsome. It's confusing as we grow. But everyone that was out in the greenhouses, even a lot of you managers, were so excited. Green Goods does something to people, to you guys, to our employees, to our customers. It just makes everything happier. And we got to focus on that. It is hard, but it brings a tremendous amount of sales to our stores. And you got to remember, when we increase sales, what does that do? It gives us more payroll hours. It gives us more room for raises. It gives us more, capacity to do projects in stores. So anything we can do and to increase sales, we will. And this is one avenue to increase sales. And I will guarantee, talking to Lori, talking to everyone, we will try and figure out how to simplify this. And if you think stickering everything isn't simplifying, it does simplify a lot of the processes in the background and makes us more accurate so we can sell more.
Okay, great.
And Lori, can I jump in really quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
This weekend, more than ever, to follow our non-negotiables and get that into your greenhouse team. This isn't really, yes, be watered, be ready, but it's not tasking. This is all about selling, greeting that customer with a smile. It's more important than ever this weekend to really administer that customer service, that amazing customer service. Lori, you always used to tell us, have flat carts ready. Have people ready for carryouts. Have people there to offer trunk liners. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be busy. But to David's point, this is our window. This is our opportunity. It's the most important time to be all hands on deck with providing that customer service.
Yeah, thanks, Paulette. That is very, very worth noticing. Look, we want to win them over this weekend so they come back. And I will guarantee what I've seen in your greenhouses, they're going to come back. So just kill them with customer service. I think like the product looks great. Tiffany took pictures for me yesterday. Like, holy cow, this stuff is gorgeous. What I saw coming in Manuka was gorgeous. You've got good stuff out there. Don't ever apologize for price. Don't ever apologize. I'm going to say that every time I talk to you. You are selling a quality product that we stand behind. Don't ever apologize for price. Believe me, they can't buy what we're selling anywhere else. They can't get it at Jewel and Walmart. So be proud of what you have, show it off. I think Justin had this thing that he was telling me, like it may be a $69.99 pot, but give it a few weeks and it looks like an $89 pot. So don't ever apologize for that. Stand behind our product, help customers, hold a cart for them, hold a box for them, let them fill it. Make sure you have some type of table set up to put product on, because I think Scott Cashin is right. It's going to hit hard and strong. So do whatever you can do to provide extraordinary customer service. We will, if you like, oh, wouldn't it be terrible if you all sold out of everything? We can go back to Blooming and get an order for a very limited time. A stampede, that's the name of it, right, Scott? There's a stampede coming. So one other question and just something to keep in mind. It's not top of mind now, but I want you to be thinking about it. David and I were talking about, he helped Scott set up Downers Grove, and Scott drew this beautiful map of their setup and where everything went. So I did that with everybody in February, but we were short of racking and we didn't know what we were going to build and we didn't know everything that was coming in. So now that you know, now that you go out to your garden center, draw it out. This is where we put vegetables. This is where we put annuals. This is where we put Monrovia. Scott did a very detailed map. So next year in Downers Grove, it's like a no-brainer. And then you go back to, well, this didn't work here. So keep that in mind. I think I would like to collect all the maps at some point so that we have them. Or maybe your GM can collect them for us. But I think you should have a detailed map. And then I think at the end of the season, you should review it and make sure it's what you want to do the following year, because we're only going to get bigger and better. Make sure there's no trip hazards for this weekend. When there is a rush of people, we want everything off the ground, no slippery. Don't put your hose in front of a customer. Try to work around it. And also, Scott jumped into take pictures. Tiffany, like, give her pictures, man. She is on social media. Is there something I am missing that you guys are going, wow, this isn't good, we need to address it? Is there some type of support we can give you for this weekend that we're not providing?
Do you have a suggested time of when they should water for this weekend so there isn't a tripping hazard? Early morning, late at night?
Early morning. And I will again say, I have seen nothing but success from Manuka, Mantino. If you can ever find an early waterer, please look for that person. I know hiring is a pain, but that person frees your people up to sell and to price. Get the watering off the plate. Find an old farmer in town, like Lee in Mantino comes in and he's obsessive about watering. He makes sure he gets everything. Find someone. Everybody seems to be waiting for the high schoolers to come around, and I'm telling you, it's too late. When you're waiting for high schoolers, you're behind the game. And as Murph tells me, if you start behind the game, you're never going to catch up. So watering early is crucial. Water the Monrovia heavy. David gave everybody sprinkling options. I know a lot of you had them set up, but just weren't ready to get them rolling. Now is the time to get them rolling. Any other challenges?
Hey, Lori.
David,
Yeah,
sorry, David, real quick. With these expanding greenhouses, we could certainly use just a little bit more payroll for greenhouse maybe next year.
Sell more and we'll definitely do that.
We already have. We already have.
Love it. They coincide together. The more you sell, the more payroll.
I think, Melissa, to address that point, for sure, you're gonna sell more. We've got to hire early. And I think maybe that's something we need to talk about next year is when managers are going crazy, you still got to hire to get ready for this week. And that's a tough one. But we're aware of that. And I've got Paulette kind of on that too, like how to get people hired to start when the crazy starts. Because this year the crazy started before we got people hired, and now we're always behind the game. So
I try to come a little early and try to get my watering done in the morning. But then by mid-afternoon, they look like they're dry again.
yeah, and the wind has been bad, Deb. And so, yeah, I agree with you. Get it off your plate, man. Get somebody in there early. I don't know, Matt, what Lee's hours are, but he gets there like the butt crack of dawn, and he's usually done by the time these guys are coming in, right? Am I wrong there?
He usually starts at 5:36, and by the time we open the store, I get there at 6:30 to open the store for 7 o'clock. He's already done. So
Think about that, an hour and a half. Whereas your staff member out there is watering in between customers, tripping them with hoses, and it's taken her twice as long, or him twice as long. So I think these are all just really great points of how we build next year. Scott, do you have anything that you saw, because you were working on Downers Grove quite a bit too, that any recommendations?
No, not so much. It's I think just having the plan going forward for setup is the biggest thing. With working in a parking lot and what have you, I just hate to see empty racks sitting on a front walk for 2 or 3 weeks and nothing's happening out there. So when it's time to set up, it's like all hands on deck and get this done quickly. But having a plan really, I think, is going to help make a difference. So that's mine. It would be just plan ahead, and hiring early would be a great thing as well.
How about Bill? Bill, is there something you saw?
Just going forward, that this weekend's so important with the amount of customers we're gonna see. It's gonna be staffing. Do we have people for carryouts, for dirt, for flowers? It's like everything's set. We just need to man it.
Agreed. Don't rely on Little Deb and Downers Grove to load 50 bags of mulch. So, if your guys.
I've done it. I've done it. I've helped out.
Yep. So, yeah, make your plan. I am so proud of you guys that I get emotional at this because I love this. And I am so proud of where you have come. I know it's not been easy. I talked to David yesterday when he traveled stores, and he was very proud of you guys too. We understand what an undertaking this is. So I'm going to get back. I'm going to meet with Harry and Murph about the Versa printer and the tagging. And I promise you next year I will do better on laying out an early plan for pricing. And if you have problems, man, text me, call me. If I don't get back to you right away, I will get back to you. Even Tiff was out there the other day taking pictures of product and helping customers on Google tell them how and where and when to plant. So, yeah.
GPT is my best friend. took a picture of a plant and it told me everything if I didn't know what it was.
So next week, what we didn't address is recovery. So when you've sold everything and your greenhouses are absolutely empty, call me and you and I will discuss our next steps. We still have blooming. They're about the only one that has great stock. 4-Star has stock left in their nursery, but it's a really high-end stuff. I hate to wait too long because a lot of that stuff looks overgrown at some point. And I tell you, the stuff that came into the big stores was beautiful. Any other questions? Paulette?
Hey, Lori.
Yeah.
I do have there's a bottleneck when people purchase and they put it on their cart and they try to get into the door of our store. It's real difficult for them. And I usually I watch them because you can hear our carts coming a mile away. So I watch them. As soon as they start heading towards the door, I take it on the inside for them because they don't know what to do when they get on the inside, because if there's a line, they can't maneuver our carts through the line. They don't know if they should just leave it there and then get in line. But it is something that we have to deal with. We have a large threshold too. So when they go over it, sometimes the plants kind of fall over or whatever, because they're going with this big cart clunking over the threshold. I'm not sure if other stores deal with that. Maybe theirs are nice and smooth, but ours is like real tricky to try to get our big carts through our front door.
Yeah, that's a great point, Ray. And thank you for bringing the carts up, because I did notice that I was shopping with my daughter in one of our greenhouses and there were no carts anywhere. And man, we wanted to fill some carts. And so I know your carts have to be accessible inside, but outside also. And Ray, this is kind of new. Like, we used to run the price sheet and only send them in with a price sheet. And you can still do that. It's just that everything scans now. So the need for the price sheet is kind of less useful. So yeah, we're kind of in the middle there, and I don't know where we land, because the scanning makes things more accurate. We all know that an outdoor point of sale would be nice, but we're trying to figure that out too, because to be honest, the 2 stores that have point of sales have been so busy they haven't been able to utilize them yet. They're going to utilize them, but man, no time to check people outside when we can't even get the crap off the shelving. So that's a good call out, Ray. Does anybody have any suggestions?
Can you bring the zebra gun outside and scan and make a list for the customer, or have the zebra gun in the price sheet and highlight and number how many each, what they're getting?
I'm not sure. I don't know how to do that.
Here, I think the way we're set up is to plop stuff in a cart, which I know we need more carts, which we have to get those, and bring it inside. That's a one-off issue, which, Britt, if you're on here, let's look at that. Maybe there's a simple solution that we can do to make sure that that's not an issue. But if there's a big threshold, I could see that being an issue.
Dave, somebody wrote in that Wi-Fi won't reach outside. Is that something we should ask Harry about?
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry.
No, Lori, I just had one more thing that we always focus this weekend on was moms, right? Bringing those suckers outside, having those little kids maybe plant a little plant if there's time to celebrate the moms. But also, one of our core values with our company is put people first. Celebrate your moms that are working really hard out in your greenhouses, in your stores. I just wanted to mention that because it takes a village, and we appreciate all the teamwork.
Absolutely. Tiff, you got anything more about promo or anything you want to jump in on?
No, just to reiterate, it's all the hydrangeas that are going to be $5 off. I do suggest putting the pictures, the 11x7, ask your promo coordinators and making copies of them and sticking them in the hydrangeas so everyone's aware of which ones are on sale or which plant is on sale. All the hydrangeas are, but just so it's not confusing to anybody at the cash register. Another suggestion, maybe if you guys have any kids that need hours for school, my daughter's gonna get some hours for school and come water at 6 a.m. on this weekend for Jen. She's not getting paid, but she needs community service hours, and that's helping the community. So if you have any high school students that work for you that maybe not work this weekend that need community service hours, maybe reach out to them for watering.
Great idea. All right, I've taken enough of your guys' time. I appreciate you so much in what you've done. And do remember it's Mother's Day. You know, honor those moms, have some fun, honor the moms you work with. I've been at your stores this weekend. It is a blast. It is people not so crabby about what broke in their hardware in their home. They're full of joy, and be full of joy. And thank you for all you do. And you guys have an amazing weekend. Call me if you need me.
Tiffany, thank you for helping me the other day.
You're welcome, Deb, anytime. You have a good Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You too.
Happy Mother's
Happy
Day,
Mother's
guys.
Day.